I don't know that I felt comfortable at any point in the game because part of the strategy to play them is they were probably including maybe even Villanova. They can be close to lethal offensively for a number of reasons. One of which is that they share the basketball and they find open people, and two, and most importantly, they have a multitude of people to knock down shots. So if you look over the course of the season, when they've won, they've played really, really good offense. So it has to take a yeoman's effort defensively to kind of take a rhythm away, and that's kind of what happened in the St. John's game. And the games that they haven't won is that they get a little bit off balance. Those shots are not as free, and when they are free, they're not made as much because you've been successful at guarding the ball, keeping it in front of you, and giving yourself a little extra time to get to shooters. We didn't do a good job at that at all today. I don't know if I remember a stretch during the game. I said, we really had consecutive possessions where we're locking down. They give up 79 per game. We scored 79. They give up 47% field goal percentage defense. We shot 47%. So, we got what they normally do by average, but we didn't do a very good job collectively at taking their rhythm away. And so when a team can go on the road and get 92 points, and they've done it, a number of times against good teams this year, but the formula, I thought, was, defensively, you have to really be sharp and on point because they pass it so well and they shoot it so well. I don't know that it had effect. He blocked with his left hand a couple of times, and I don't think we brought the ball to him enough or lift faked him enough to disrupt a guy that that has long arms and really good size. And so, but overall, there were a lot of things that we did or didn't do more than that cost us the game. The easiest thing to the naked eye is that you got to be there and catch on a shooter. Well, they do a really good job of they run their offense with a lot of speed, which causes you to communicate. They spread the floor and have great spacing, so you've got to cover a lot of extra ground, and so you really have to be locked in, starting with how you guard the ball. If the ball is getting at around 15 feet, usually it draws enough of a second defender that leaves people open, and it's 1, 2, 3 passes later that they get open shots, and so it starts. It starts with how you guard the ball, how you play pick and roll defense, so that you can have less room to cover. And again, I think you do that with a more aggressive mindset than we had today. Oh yeah, and they were last year. Last year they didn't have Rousey or Reinhardt, but they had other guys that made shots. So they were offensive minded, and they were one of the best passing teams in America. If you look at assisted baskets, and they've maintained that. But now they've added more shooters around them. I look at a team like UCLA, who last year shot the ball really, really well. So it's kind of opposite of how Marquette is. And then they've added, one of the best passers in college basketball. So you got great shooters, shot makers, and now the whole team shares the basketball. That's really hard to guard. And so I think they've done it in reverse, where they always pass the ball really well. And now they've just added more and more guys. Hauser, you leave him open, he's going to make it. Rousey, Reinhardt, Howard, all those guys, you leave them open, they're going to make shots for him. Well, Trey has done, as good a job as anyone can possibly do of coming from, a junior college and meshing with a team and finding his place. Usually it takes a guy almost a full year to get adjusted. And so I got nothing but credit to give to him, his attitude, the way he plays the game. And again, I tell the story that at the beginning of the season, he was 0 for 18 from 3. So the decision is maybe he shouldn't keep shooting, or maybe he's not a three-point shooter. And as the season has gone along, he's stuck to it. He works on it. He gets more confidence in it. And so it's become a real legitimate weapon for him. And I think he'll just keep getting better and better. Well, injuries are part of the game. Everybody's got them, so you got to play with the guys that you're with. But, Joe, as a 5-man, takes on a heavy burden. One, because he doesn't have the physical bulk, and two, the physical size. And he makes up for it because he's got a great mind for the game. But to have a guy like Levi, or even if Peter were healthy, and just having more options, gives us a size force to go against other teams, even if they're not scoring a lot, just defensively to kind of anchor down your defense. And so, it was going to be very limited today, and he needs more practice. I mean, he hadn't really practiced in a couple of weeks, so I knew his rhythm wasn't going to be there. And so, again, I think he's had to deal with a number of injuries this year. But again, it's just part of what every team goes through, and he's got to be resilient. We got to be resilient and keep having him get better.